Hello? I'm Preston Foster, coming your way with another episode of Waterfront. Boys look pretty good. Pop hasn't had much material to work with the last few years. Looks like he might make up for it this year. Okay, Tip, stand by to tie up.
On the bar. Ready all, take her out. To the shoulder. Ready, hut.
Good-looking outfit, Pop.
Yeah, they're shaping up fine. It looks like we got a good chance of beating state this year. Something we haven't done in a long time.
Sure hope so.
Beating state might mean more than just winning a race. It might mean my job.
Come off it, Pop. After 25 years, you're more part of the university than the buildings.
I wish that were true, but we haven't won many of the big ones for the past few years.
It's not your fault. You did everything possible with what you had.
But they still like to win. Rumors floating around they may give up crew entirely.
Can't do that. Crew's one of the best sports on the schedule.
That's just the point. It costs a lot to maintain, but doesn't bring in any revenue.
Is there something can be done about it?
Oh, you've done a lot already. Getting Zach Morgan to turn over his boathouse for our use has been a big help. You've been a good friend to us, John.
It doesn't solve your problem now.
Oh, the solution is easy. All we've got to do is beat state.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go inside. Nice work, Roy.
Thanks, Coach. Hi, Captain John. How's the family?
Fine, thanks. Say, you look good out there.
Well, I don't know. Felt a little ragged when we raised the beat.
Oh, it was a little, but you fellas aren't in first-rate condition yet. You see, you're lunging into your stretch instead of easing into it gradually. But that'll all smooth out as soon as you tighten up those stomach muscles.
Sure hope so. Good to see you, Captain.
Thanks.
I didn't know he was a friend of the family.
This girl, Betty Palmer, and Carl's girl, Terry, are good friends. They double date a lot. Roy's a nice boy.
And a good stroke, too. He's one of the reasons why I think we'll have a chance this year.
Hi, Captain John.
Hello, son.
Well, we've been pretty good out there today, huh, Coach?
All over the channel. What was that, a workout or a sightseeing tour?
Just trying to avoid the rough water.
Look, whenever you come downstream against the tide, you'll always find smoother water nearer the south shore. And a straight line is still the shortest distance between 2 points.
Okay, I'll try to remember that, Coach. So long, Captain.
So long, Pete. Good kid.
They're all good kids. Working with boys like that make me feel as if I had a family of my own. For an old bachelor, you know, I'm a pretty lucky guy.
You're not doing so bad having you around here either. We got her home, Bob. We'll be right down.
Thanks. Say, this is quite a model you got here, John.
Yeah, it's an exact replica of the Cheryl Ann. Let me show you something.
How about that? A little motor and everything, huh?
Run off of flashlight batteries.
Where'd you get it?
At the store.
Gee, it's a real beauty.
Sit down, Bob.
Thanks.
You know Pop Hartley, crew coach at the university, don't you?
Yeah, I met him.
That's why I asked you over. He's in a little spot.
Oh, what's the trouble?
He's in danger of losing his job. You know, they may quit all crew activities.
That's tough. He's devoted his whole life to it.
There's more to it than that. Crew's not like any other sport. No stars, no personal glory. Just 8 guys pulling together as a team. You know, Pop's turning turned out some pretty good men the last 25 years, and I'd like to help him.
Well, where do I fit into it?
Pop's a pretty colorful old guy. Might make a good feature series for you. And it might stimulate interest in him and the crew and maybe save his job.
It's not a bad idea. And if it helped Pop in any way, you know I'd do anything I can.
Excuse me. Hello? Yeah, he's here. Hold on. For you, Bob.
Thanks. Hello? Yeah, Joe. You're joking. When? Where they got him now? Oh, great. I'll get right on it. I gotta go, John. Police just grabbed Lou Watson.
Who's he?
You kidding? He's just one of the top guys in the crime syndicate. You never hear anything about him. He always stays in the background. Oh, have to wait a while on that story with Pop Hartley.
Oh, well, I understand. Thanks. There you are.
Hi, Captain.
Hi, Bob. This is a surprise. Did you lick that big story in 3 days?
Oh, it licked me.
How come?
Police got an anonymous phone call. They might be interested in a place on Terrace Drive. Sent the boys over, and the minute they got there, the shooting started. One of them got killed, the other one got winged, but he managed to capture Lou Watson.
Lou Watson, huh?
Yeah, he's a real mysterious character, too. Won't talk about anything to anybody. We can't get a thing on his personal life or background.
Got any family?
I guess not. Nobody showed up for the arraignment. He's not talking.
That doesn't give you much to write about, does it?
Nope. Guess I'll have to settle for Pop Hartley.
Fine. I think he's up in the boathouse. Let's go up.
Right.
Hi, Bob.
Hiya, John.
You know Bob.
Yeah,
Sure,
fine.
fine. Fine, how are you?
Thinks you may want to do a story on you and the crew.
You must be pretty desperate for material, Bob.
No, not at all. Captain John tells me you got a pretty good outfit this year.
We did have it.
What do you mean, did have?
Off the record,
Sure, if you say so.
Roy Walker hasn't shown up for practice for the last few days. He hasn't attended class either. The dean received a letter from him that he's leaving school. No explanation.
To check us home?
Yeah, no one there. Shut up tight, and I'm worried.
You think he's in some sort of trouble?
Well, if he isn't, why would he disappear like this?
Well, maybe you ought to tell the police about it.
No, I don't want to get him involved in any unfavorable publicity if I can help it. And we can't involve the police now because we've already heard from him. He's not a missing person.
Oh, I'm sure Roy's got a good reason for that.
Well, I guess this sort of wrecks your crew, eh, Pop?
That's beside the point. One of my boys is in trouble. That's important.
Take it easy, Pop. I don't think Roy's the kind of kid to get in trouble. Let me know how it comes out, will you?
Sure. Thanks, Bob, for wanting to write the story. Maybe after this thing clears up, huh?
Okay, Pop. I understand.
So long.
So long.
See you.
Hey, what's the matter with you there, boy?
Just routine hero stuff. Got one in the shoulder the other night.
What happened?
Went out on a raid, caught one slug and 2 hoodlums.
Were you in on that Watson business?
Yeah,
Must have been a pretty rough deal, huh?
got pretty messy. But the department's giving me 2 weeks leave. That eases the pain a little.
That's a pretty complicated way to get a leave. Gonna be all right?
Sure, good as new. Doc Blackwell's the greatest. Matter of fact, I thought I'd catch up on my fishing. I've been waiting here to see if you wouldn't go along.
I might go for a little bit of that. Hey, you're gonna be on leave. Maybe you can help Pop Hartley out a little.
Is he in trouble?
No, but he's afraid one of his boys, Roy Walker, disappeared. Pop doesn't want to get him involved with the police if he can help it. Unofficially, you might come up with a couple ideas, huh?
What's the story?
Let's go up and see Pop. I'll tell you on the way.
Always be alert. Keep those riggings clear. Barman, keep alert. Lift the way up. Keep the rigging clear.
Hiya, Pop.
Hi. Any word from Roy?
Word? Word about what?
It's okay, Pop. Mike is here as a friend, not as a detective. He's on leave. Thought maybe he could help a little unofficially.
No word. He's just gone. Disappeared.
John said you had a letter.
Yeah, it was sent to the dean a few days after he left.
Postmarked from out in the valley area. Nothing else but this.
What about Roy's girl, Betty Palmer?
We better see her, John. You know where she lives?
Yeah, at the sorority house.
Anything else you can tell us about Roy, Pop? Who did he live with?
He lived with his mother and father in a big house on the west side. Looked like he was pretty well off.
Who's at the house now?
Nobody. It's locked up tight.
Any idea what his father does?
Well, the registration record shows that his father had an importing business downtown. I called up the girl there, and they said the Walker left town last week and didn't know when he was coming back. I remember Roy saying his father did travel a great deal. Say, do you think he can do anything to help us, Mike?
I don't know, but we'll sure try.
Well, I guess I better go to work. The boys are waiting.
How's the crew coming, Pop?
Bill Reynolds is substituting for Roy. And he's working hard, but, well, he's no Roy. The morale is low, and the boys feel that Roy let him down walking out the way he did without explaining.
We'll help all we can, Pop. Hello.
Captain John, I'm sorry to have to ask you to wait out here, but with the girls inside, I thought you could talk better here.
Good idea. Hear anything from Roy?
Oh, yes, just a short note saying he had to go away, that he was all right, not to worry.
You have that with you?
Yes.
The valley.
I just know he's in some terrible trouble.
What makes you and Pop so sure he's in trouble?
Because Roy is kind and considerate. He wouldn't run off this way unless something was wrong. He just wouldn't do this to me.
He drives an automobile, doesn't he? Could you give me a description of that?
Oh, I can do better than that. That's it. It's green. That was last summer. We went on a picnic.
It'll be all right. Before you know it, he'll be back and everything will be okay.
Are you sure?
Just wait and see.
Thanks. Thanks for helping.
After the way I've been reassuring everybody, we better come up with something.
We will. He's obviously holed up somewhere in the valley. He must have his car with him. I'll get his license number from the Bureau. With his description and the car's description, I'm sure the boys in the Valley Division will be able to get a line on him.
You're not going to pick him up, are you?
I'll just ask them to find out where he's staying. If they do, from then on, he's all yours.
Thanks, Mike. Let me know as soon as you hear something.
Sure.
Who is it?
Open up and find out.
What do you want, Captain John?
It's a nice friendly greeting.
Well,
I'd just like to know what's going on.
I don't think it's any of your business.
It's Pop Hartley's and Betty's business.
Well, how is Betty?
Just great. She's having a wonderful time. She's not worried about a thing.
I don't want to upset her.
I can see that.
You don't see anything.
Okay, show me.
I don't want to talk about it.
Roy, I know you're old enough to know what you're doing. And you're right, it isn't any of my business. But a couple of friends of mine asked me to help, and you can't blame me for trying.
No, there's nothing anyone can do.
Can't be that bad.
That's what you think.
Must really be something to make you act like this.
All right. How would you act if you woke up one morning and found out that your father's a gangster? A murderer? That he's Lou Watson?
I'd be upset too, but I don't think I'd run away and hide.
What else can I do?
Face it.
Well, I can't. Man commits a crime, that's bad enough, but a professional criminal whose business is crime. It's because of my father that your friend Mike Walsh was shot.
You didn't shoot him.
How can I face my friends again?
They're your friends because of what you are. What somebody else did had nothing to do with it.
No, it's not that easy.
I didn't say it'll be easy. Where's your mother?
She went back east to stay with her sister.
Rough, huh?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. Get a job, I guess.
Doing what?
Anything. What difference does it make? What else can I do?
Finish up what you started. Try to make something of yourself. Give your mother something to be proud of. Try to make up to her for what your father did. Don't just quit.
Do any of the fellas know about this?
All they know is that you ran out on them.
What about the newspapers?
They don't have the story, but Bob Richards knows you're gone. He's a good reporter, and he'll dig up the reason.
Will he print it?
Wouldn't you if you were a reporter? It's a good story. If he does, the only thing you'll have to be ashamed of is if you prove you didn't have the guts to face it. Herb over at the dispatcher's office said you want to see me.
Yeah. I'm worried about Roy.
Why?
Well, he's attended class for the last 3 days, but he keeps all to himself. He don't mix with anybody. The fellas can't understand it. It's a bad situation.
Has he been to see you?
No, he just attends classes and then off by himself. The crew can't understand why he isn't out there rowing with them. A couple of them tried to speak to him, but he brushed them off, and they're sore.
Could he row?
The race is tomorrow. He hasn't worked out for 3 weeks. He's in pretty poor condition.
But could he row?
He could row, but I don't think he'd help the boat much. Why?
I think what he needs is to get back to a normal routine, as if nothing had happened. Till he does, he'll be awkward and out of place. Would it hurt your chances tomorrow if Roy stroked the shell instead of Bill Reynolds?
Yes, it would. Would it help Roy to row tomorrow?
It might.
Tell him to report at noon.
Around the house, he was just like anybody else. It wasn't until we saw his picture in the paper at the arraignment that...
Okay, Roy, that's good enough for me. And don't worry about the trial. Your name or your mother's will not be mentioned.
What'll happen to him?
He's pleaded guilty, so the trial is just a formality. He'll probably get life.
Mike, I'm sorry you got hurt.
Don't worry about that. Well, I've got to get back.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay, Cap. So long, Roy.
Bye.
Well, it's a racing tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
You should be in there with him.
Think I don't want to be?
Well,
Fellas that just love having me in.
if they're sore at you, it's only because they think you ran out on them. They don't know why.
What about Pop?
He wants you in there where you belong.
No, the guy's at beef.
They won't fault you if you come back and do your best, even if you lose. But they would have a right to gripe if you don't even try.
Well, can't say you didn't try, Captain John. Thanks for everything.
Pop?
Hi, Pete.
Pop, I think there's something you ought to know.
Yes, Pete?
Fellas are sort of beefing.
About Roy?
Yeah.
You feel that way, too?
Well, he did leave us in the lurch, Pop, and now he comes back acting like a prima donna, and, well, I think we can get along without him. Heck, he's even late today.
No, he isn't late. I called you fellas in early because I figured something like this would come up, and I wanted to talk to you all first. Come on. I understand there's some dissatisfaction here today. Is that even about me?
I guess I can speak for the gang, Pop. Well, you ought to know how we feel about you.
Thanks, Pete. I hope that gives me the privilege of asking a favor. You all think that Roy let you down, and it looks that way, but he didn't. He had a good reason for what he did. I can't tell you what it is, but you've got to take my word for it. But I can tell you this. At the risk of sounding corny, believe me, it's important that we develop good horsemen, but more important that we develop good men. Roy was that kind of a man today. I want to beat state as much as any of you. But I want Roy in that stroke seat, win or lose. Will you go along with me on that?
All right, you guys. Let's not stand around like a bunch of dummies. We got a race to row today. Now, come on. I want to see lots of spirit out there. Come on, guys. Let's move it. Let's get the lead out now. We got to get going. Oh, and look, Walker, come on. Let's not stand around looking handsome and dumb. Get those clothes off. And let's see if we can look like a crew. What do you say? Now, look, guys. This isn't going to be any joyride. Walk it down. Watch the riggers. Down in the bow. Up in the stern there. Watch that topskin. Your waist. Up. To the water.
Good luck, Pop.
Way in, Hut. Adjust your foot places. Cut off when ready.
Hi, Cap.
Hi.
Hi, Cap.
They looked all right, didn't they?
Managed to get away from the dock without sinking. Let's go. Could have gotten a better break on the lanes. In that outside lane, if there's any rough water, we'll get it.
That's us in the white shirts, right?
Good start.
We're rowing too high. We'll never keep it up.
What do you mean we're rowing too high?
We're rowing more beats to the minute than state.
That means we'll tire quicker.
All right, settle. Take it easy.
State's still leading.
We got a good chance to pull up.
Oh, I hope Roy can keep that beat up.
Hold your stroke. Drain the water. Don't panic. All right.
Both crews are splashing some.
Pretty rough water.
Hey, Pete's yelling for more.
The crowds are really getting excited now.
All right, they're gaining on us. Up 2 more. Take out 2 more strokes now.
Pulling ahead now.
Come on, Roy, come on.
Hold it. Looks like State's getting ready to make their move.
We can get a last big 10 out of the boys. We've made it. You don't have to worry about that, boy.
Hey, no, wait. Ready to roll?
Is that the usual procedure, throwing the cocks in there?
Yeah, only usually the sharks are on back.
Oh, Roy, you were wonderful. I still think it was mean throwing that little fella into the water.
Honey, after a race, we're too pooped to throw anybody in. Who's big enough to fight back? Come on.
Oh, that's one of the best stories I never wrote.
The fact that you didn't write it's a pretty good story, too.